Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. It's a great day to be on the Smart Agent Life team powered by eXp Realty, and we appreciate all of you joining us today. My name is Ted Lotz, and my business partner is Kevin Oldham, and together we started the Smart Agent Life team. A little bit about both of us. Kevin is an entrepreneur and an absolute marketing guru. I've known Kevin since he was serving as the Chief Marketing Officer of a national real estate franchisor, and I was serving as the Chief Operations Officer of the same franchisor. Kevin started in real estate 17 years ago, and combined his marketing and real estate knowledge is absolutely phenomenal. For myself, I've owned a top 500 real estate firm in the nation, served as the COO of a national real estate franchisor, helped recruit over 500 agents in my lifetime, and been in real estate for over 20 years. So together with my operations and real estate background and Kevin's marketing and real estate background, we bring a lot of value to our team members, and we appreciate you being here with us today to learn a little bit more about our team and how we might benefit your career. So let's first start talking about a little bit about eXp. So eXp Realty started in late 2009, early 2010. And as you can see on the chart, it kind of bounced right along at the beginning, adding a few agents each year. But then all of a sudden, a few years ago, people really started taking notice of eXp Realty. And for the last couple of years, we've doubled in size each of the last few years. And currently we are adding 100 agents per week to eXp, which is again going to double our size this year. So the realtor population has really taken notice of eXp and the value that it brings to their careers. And that's what we're here to talk about a little bit today to see if it might interest you. So what is everyone taking notice of with eXp? What is causing us to grow so much? So there's basically four disruptors, we call them, that is going on with eXp and how it's approaching the real estate industry. So the first is that we're a cloud-based real estate company. The second is that we have a revolutionary lead generation system. The third is that we are a public company and we provide agent-owned stock into the company. And then we have a unparalleled revenue sharing program. And these four things together really differentiate us from the other companies out there and really help the agents that join our company smooth out their cash flow and provide additional revenue. And we'll get into all four of these here in much more detail. So, what is a cloud-based real estate company? Well, outside of real estate, you might have seen a few of these companies, right? Amazon, Netflix, Uber, Airbnb. You're familiar with all of these, right? So basically, Amazon has put everything into the cloud, so to speak. You buy everything online. They don't have bricks and mortar stores. You might think going way back to something like Sears, that's a bricks and mortar store, and how they are closing down stores, while at the same time Amazon sells everything via the internet in the cloud, and they're growing aggressively. With Netflix, you might think of Blockbuster Video and how they had bricks and mortar. And once Netflix came along, Blockbuster disappeared pretty quickly. So that's the difference. It's doing things online and in the cloud, so to speak, versus a bricks and mortar. And why would we look at doing that? Well, my understanding is that in a typical real estate company, 63% of the overhead comes from the bricks and mortar, the utilities, the staff that you have to hire, all the things along those lines. So it's valuable to get rid of the bricks and mortar and things along those lines, so that we can eliminate those expenses and help pass that on to the associates that work with us at eXp. So Stefan Swanepoel, a few of you may be familiar with Stefan. He publishes the Trends Report on a yearly basis. And back in 2013, when we were really starting to get noticed in the industry, Stefan called us the Amazon of real estate. In other words, we are going to do with the real estate industry as Amazon has done in the retail industry, and really our growth is going to explode with our cloud-based approach. So we appreciate those kind words by Stefan. So, again, talking about bricks and mortar versus cloud-based, you may be familiar with a few of these companies on the right, or you might even be working with one of these companies on the right. And it's not just these companies. There is independent companies out there, and there's other franchisors and things along those lines that are out there. But They all tend to be brick and mortar operations and have that large overhead that's associated with the bricks and mortar. But again, we're cloud-based, and right now we have 100 agents per week joining us from all companies combined, not just from one of these companies, but from all companies combined. We have 100 agents a week that are joining eXp because they're recognizing the value of the cloud-based system and the benefits that it has to their career. So what does a cloud-based system look like in the real estate industry and for eXp? So this is our auditorium. You can see that each person has what we call an avatar, and it looks very similar to the person, what the person does in real life, and we're able to hold meetings and have conversations as if we were sitting right in front of us, right in front of each other, regardless of whether we are on one side of the U.S. or the other. We're able to sit and have a conversation as if we are standing right in front of each other. And so this is just a few other views of different spots in the cloud campus, because it's actually a very large campus, just like any office that you would go into for a real estate company. So you can see that there's a map of the campus. It has the agenda for the day because we offer a lot of training. The bottom left is the auditorium. So you can see it's a very a neat place. Everything that you would have in a normal real estate office is located right here in our cloud campus, and the beautiful thing is you can access it from anywhere. You don't have to actually drive to an office to access these areas. So, and included in here is the technology department, agent services, accounting, all of those different areas. You can actually go onto the cloud campus and talk to a live individual. And multiple live individuals. There's not just one individual for each one of our divisions. There's multiple people waiting there to speak with you on a one-on-one basis. And one thing we do want to stress is that with the cloud campus, you do not lose any support. In fact, you actually get more support with the cloud campus because we're able to provide people there for you to walk in and talk to at any given time very easily. So agent services, transactions, marketing, business development, all of these different things are right there on the cloud campus and available for you to speak with. There's also a lot of education that's there and available to partake in. We actually provide over 30 hours a week of live training on sales, listings, team building, business planning, all of those different things. 30 hours a week where all you have to do is go into the cloud campus. Typically it's located in the auditorium. You have a seat and you can actually listen just as if you were had driven to a space to listen to these presentations. So again, we're actually able to provide more education and training and things along those lines than the typical real estate company. And again, with being a cloud-based company, all of your transactions become paperless, which is fantastic. You're able to access your legal documents and transactions and those types of things from your computer, and so there's no risk of having those disappear if there's any sort of fire or things along those lines that would affect a typical real estate office. So fantastic. And of course, again, marketing and technology, we'll get into technology quite a bit more, but not only do you have, as part of the Smart Agent Life team, do you have the marketing that's provided by eXp Realty, but you have a marketing guru, Kevin Oldham, that's on the team that is there to provide some guidance if needed. So fantastic. So the next one that we'd like to talk about of the four disruptors is our lead generation system. Okay, so when you join eXp Realty, you can get a conversion website or a Commissions Inc. website. Typically, if you're not with eXp, to get one of these, conversion has a $999 startup and is $6,000 per year to use. Commissions Inc. has a $1,600 per month fee to use that. With eXp, those are both provided to all of our agents as part of their tech package, which is only $50 a month, and there is not the $999 startup fee. So right there alone, folks, you're receiving a huge value that other agents in the industry outside of eXp pay a lot of money to utilize, and we're providing those to our associates for just $50 a month. So what does that look like? A conversion, the conversion system includes a website that's IDX compatible, includes the CRM built right into it, and has pay-per-click capabilities built right into it as well. So that alone is fantastic. But when you look at the websites, either a very basic website that you can get if you don't want to have anything too fancy, or you can get a very detailed and personal website out of that system. Those are fantastic as well. When you look at someone like Jeff and Amanda Whitespear who joined eXp, they were doing 175 transactions a year and were paying $2,000 a month for lead generation. But when they implemented the conversion system and the strategies that eXp suggests when utilizing the conversion system, within 2 months they replaced their other lead generation tools, saving them $24,000 a year. So how fantastic is that they were able to join the company and save $24,000 a year just by implementing the conversion system and the strategies that eXp suggests for lead generation outside of the or including inside the conversion system. Now, if you decide you're not too techy and you don't want to implement any pay-per-click campaigns or lead generation systems yourself, but you'd rather have someone do that for you, well, eXp has that in what we call the Making It Rain system. So you can see here that Patrick Keeler decided to utilize the Making It Rain system, and basically what that means is that staff inside of eXp puts together your pay-per-click campaigns for you and generates the leads and drives them to your conversion website for you. You can start the system for as little as $100 a month. Patrick went ahead and utilized that, and on his amount that he chose, 100, 200, whatever he chose to put in, he had a return on his investment of 4,790%. How fantastic is that? And then you have the same thing with Adam Bogle, who did something similar, and he got a 2,000% return on his investment by utilizing the Making It Rain system. So again, you can use conversion and implement the strategies that we suggest on your own if you feel like you're up to that. Or if you'd rather have someone generate those leads for you and push them towards your conversion system, you can utilize the Making It Rain system. But either way, eXp provides a system that generates leads for you and helps increase your business. So then the next disruptor that we'd like to speak about today is that we are actually a publicly owned company and we provide stock to our associates. So when we look at a typical career arc, there's what we look at is from individual productivity, that's one agent, and moving up to team building and possibly building your own brokerage. And then if you build your own brokerage, possibly expanding that into multiple office locations, and then eventually becoming an exponential earner. Well, what we'd like to do is help you move from either individual productivity or team building all the way to exponential earner without having to take on that risk of building a brokerage and building multiple locations and things along those lines. Because with when building a brokerage, you have the risk of the overhead that we talked about earlier of having rent and having utilities and paying staff and doing all of those different things. So how do we help you do that? Well, as you can see here, as we talked about, phase one, individual productivity. Basically, you're limited by the amount of work that you can do in a day. You're limited by your own strengths. You're limited by your own weaknesses. When you're on vacation, you're out of business. You're not making sales, things along those lines. And then when you retire, your business stops. There isn't additional revenues there for you. But what we'd like to do is help you move from phase one right into phase five and help you become an exponential earner, which means that you're receiving income without being in the business. You have an exit strategy with a lifetime income stream, and everyone is working toward a common goal, and you're able to actually take time off, whether it's on the weekends or whether it's on a vacation or whatever it may be, and actually have income coming in while you're doing those things. So again, eXp is a publicly owned company. You can actually go and buy shares of the company right now if you wanted to without even being part of eXp. The ticker is EXPI. You can look that up in any of the stock programs that are out there, and that's available to purchase. But when you join eXp, there's ways that you are awarded shares of stock throughout your time with the company. So during your first transaction of each year, upon the closing of your first transaction each year, you're actually awarded shares of stock in EXPI. Again, when you cap, and we'll talk about what capping means here shortly, but when you cap, you're awarded shares of EXPI. And when you're referring agent to the company, you're awarded shares of EXPI. So there are three different ways where you earn shares in the company without having to actually make any purchases. You're just given shares in the company. Then there's also a way that you can, through the agent stock purchase program, contribute 5% of your commissions to be used towards stock purchases. And if you choose to do that, you get a 20% discount on the stock that you're purchasing. So again, that's a great way to buy stock into the company at a discounted price. So you have instant earnings right there. You know, as we all know, with any stock can go up, stock can go down, you know, based on the performance of the company, markets, things along those lines. But this is a great way to get stock in the company and build towards your eventual retirement. So then we talk about what is our revenue sharing program. Well, revenue sharing and profit sharing are two completely different things for those of you that might work for a company that has what they call profit sharing. Profit sharing means that the office actually has to make a profit before an agent sees a dollar out of it. Well, revenue sharing is completely different. Revenue sharing means that the agent who referred the other agent actually receives a portion of the commission once that closing takes place. It's not tied to whether the company is profitable or not. So you can see here on if you just recruit one agent into the company, what we call a first level qualifying recruit, you would receive 3.5% of the commission anytime that agent has a closing up to their $16,000 cap. So basically that means that if you recruit one agent that caps every year, that you would receive $2,800 in that year that agent is that has capped with the company. So that's pretty fantastic. $2,800 just for having introduced the company and having that agent join the company. You can go on, and if you recruit 5 agents to the company on that level 2, then that means that you would receive 3.8% of the exponential share and 0.2% of the expansion share for a total of 4% of those agents' commissions. And that means that you would receive $3,200 per year for those agents that you've recruited that are capping on your level 2. So I realize this gets a little confusing when we're talking about capping and level 2s and level 1s and things along those lines. But we have a very simple calculator at join.exprealty.com/revenue-share-calculator. You can go to that anytime and put in some numbers to see how you might benefit from the revenue share program. But I have a few scenarios here just to kind of give you a general idea. So on this first scenario, if you were to, I make some general assumptions up on top, and I try to make these very conservative so that they are an underestimate versus an overestimate. But we look at the national average of how many units per year an agent sells is 7. So I put in 5 here just to be below average there on our estimates. And then I set a $200,000 average sale price and an average commission percentage of 2.5%. And as you all know, commissions are fully negotiable, and I'm not suggesting anything other than this is an example here of a commission rate of 2.5%. So if you were to, during your lifetime with the company, this doesn't have to all be in 1 year. If during your lifetime with the company, you're able to recruit 5 agents into the company, and those 5 agents were able to recruit 5 agents themselves during their lifetime with the company, and that was all that that was done by both you and the associates that you recruit into the company. Your total revenue share would be $29,375 per year, because that is a residual income as long as you're with the company and those other associates are with the company. So how fantastic is that? Is in addition to your normal sales, that you have the ability to earn an extra $29,000 per year just by encouraging 5 extra agents to join the company. Now, if you get a little more aggressive or you stay with the company long enough that you're able to add quite a few associates to the company, Again, same assumptions, 5 properties sold a year, $200,000 average sale price, and a 2.5% commission. If you're able to recruit 15 agents into the company during your lifetime, whether that's in 1 year or 10, whatever it might be, and those agents each recruit only 3 into the company, right, for 3 levels. So you see level 2, level 3, and level 4. So you've recruited 15, and then they've recruited 3, and those recruit 3, and those recruit 3. If that's the case, your total revenue share would be $294,374. Again, folks, this is residual income that comes in every single year as long as you're with the company and those associates are with the company. So again, how fantastic is that? That in addition to your normal commissions, that you are able to generate a revenue share income that helps smooth out your cash flow and provide additional revenues. So again, what we're talking about here are a few different things, right? That we have a very generous commission split that we will talk about here shortly. We provide additional revenues through our lead generation system. We provide additional income opportunities through our stock program, and we provide additional income opportunities through our revenue share program. So multiple income streams helping you smooth out your cash flow. So here's another scenario, and I'll go through these other two in a little quicker fashion. But again, same assumptions, but if you're able to introduce 25 agents to the company over your lifetime, again, that doesn't have to be all in year 1. It can be over 10 years. But if you're able to recruit 25 agents into the company, and they each recruit 5 for 3 additional levels, so levels 2, 3, and 4, they recruit 5 each. That means that you would have revenue share income of $1,709,375 per year, because that is a residual income as long as you're with the company and all the associates in the example are with the company. So again, I mean, this is generational changing income at this point. Earning this type of income on a year in, year out basis for multiple years will affect not only you, but generations to come in your family. And then if you really want to look at numbers that are actually a little mind-boggling for me, if you're able to recruit 40 agents into the company over your lifetime, and they each only recruit 2, but that goes down all the way through all 7 levels. So you recruit 40, and then levels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 each only recruit 2. That is good for almost $4.5 million in residual income through the revenue share in this example. So I'm just trying to give you an example of a lower recruiting number all the way up to a higher recruiting number, so that you can see what the potential in the revenue share program is. So let's talk about our commission split program and how that works, and and how it'll benefit your career. So for eXp, we have all agents on an 80-20 commission split. So I know with many companies they have agents all the way down to a 50-50 split, up to an 80-20 split sometimes. And then I know for a lot of companies there's a franchise fee that a lot of times is 6%, 5%, 7%, somewhere along those lines. That's taken out of the agent's commission out of every single sale. Well, eXp is not a franchise. We're a one national company, all owned by our associates through the stock program. So we do not have a franchise fee that's taken out of everyone's commission. What we do have is an 80-20 split, which is very generous. And then when that 20% reaches the $16,000 yearly cap, you're on 100% commission split for the remainder of the year. So I'm going to say that again, because just so I'm a little clearer. On an 80-20 split, when the 20% equals $16,000 paid into the company for the year, you get 100% of your commission for the remainder of the year. So how does that work? There's an additional $25 broker review fee per transaction, and only a $30 E&O insurance fee per transaction. With California it's $40, but for every other state it's $30, and that's it. So it's an 80-20 split until a $16,000 cap, no franchise fee, a $25 broker review fee, and a $30 E&O fee. For those agents that cap, once you get to that 100% cap, There's only a $250 transaction fee and a $25 broker review fee and a $30 E&O fee. So again, you can see that this is very generous. Most other companies that I know of don't have a cap, and when they do, their cap is $20,000 or more. And most other companies out there have franchise fees that are 5, 6, 7, 8% per year. That's taken out of every transaction. We don't have the franchise fee, and our cap is very low. So again, providing great value, excuse me, to our associates and providing additional revenues and additional cash flow to them. So what are the startup costs? Startup cost is a $99 startup fee one time. That includes your cards and some folders. And then on an annual and a monthly basis, there's a $50 monthly fee. That includes all of your technology and things along those lines. And there's a one-time per year $420 university tuition. That covers the cloud campus and all of the training and things along those lines. And that's taken out of your first closing of the year. So, and also keep in mind when you have that first closing of the year, while the $420 is taken out for the university tuition, you're also given shares of stock at that time. So it won't be a 100% direct offset, but one helps offset the other. So, I'll wrap up here today with the questions, should you join? So, I've been around the industry for a long time, and I've moved offices at different times, and so some of the questions I thought, well, what would I be asking myself if I should join? And number one is, what is your current split and cap? Are you only getting a 50-50 split or a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split? Right off the bat, you can give yourself a raise by joining eXp and getting an 80-20 split. And then what is your cap? Is it a $20,000 cap? Is there a franchise fee? If so, right off the bat, you can join eXp Realty and give yourself a raise by only having a $16,000 a year cap. Does your current office have quality training, technology, websites, and a leads program? I would suggest that the leads program alone is good for some sales in a given year that will put additional commissions into your pocket and help you generate additional revenues. And again, all of this adds up between the lower yearly cap and the leads program providing additional revenues. What we're trying to do is help you smooth out your cash flow and earn additional revenues. So then I would ask the third question, are you able to earn ownership in your current office? I don't know of any other offices or any other companies out there that are providing their associates ownership in the company. So I would ask yourself, are you able to do that? And if not, eXp is a great way to earn ownership in the company that helps provide some revenue when it's time to retire. And then finally, I would suggest that, are you able to earn long-term residual income at your current office? And as we saw with the revenue share numbers scenarios that we went through, that number can be very significant whether you recruit just a few agents to the company over your lifetime, or whether you recruit dozens of agents to the company over your lifetime. That number can be very significant. And so, finally, you'll just wrap it up is do you want to earn 100+%? And that's absolutely possible with eXp. With having a $16,000 yearly cap, you can earn more than that simply through adding additional sales through the leads program, through stock earnings, and through the residual income. You are able to earn additional revenues that can equal more than the $16,000 yearly cap. So I appreciate all of you joining us today. On behalf of Kevin Oldham and myself, please feel free to reach out to either of us at smartagentlife.com, or the Smart Agent Life team member that suggested that you join our webinar today. Please feel free to reach out to them as well with any questions that you might have, and we would be happy to answer those questions for you. And we look forward to connecting in the cloud, and we're ready to have you join us if you are. So thank you so much for your time today.